From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
$1,400 third stimulus checks were to land in bank accounts today and yesterday from this administration, but they didn't. Today, the president said $14 third stimulus checks landed in 100 million accounts, but also said millions are still on their way. How many are on their way? The day started with controversy and shock across the board, as Janet Yellen appeared in a video last night saying that stimulus checks have not been sent out. That video was then deleted by the White House. Viewers watched across the country as a check video from the White House said that stimulus checks had not been sent out, and then that video was then yanked by the White House. Meantime, the White House was also under fire, as it was said that nearly 30 million checks had not been sent to SSI and SSDI recipients. Viewers of this channel believe that a lot more have not been sent, and I have the data to show you that the problem is far greater than anything detailed by Representative Richard Neal. Meantime, the CDC has new warnings across the board about the growing concerns about the virus. And the shockers did not end there. SBA gave incredible great news overnight for one side of the story, and incredibly confusing news on the other side of the story. Meantime, your Federal Reserve had new great comments today across the board about where this pandemic's going, but the president at the same breath also talked about raising taxes you don't want to see. I'll have all those details about the raising taxes of forced stimulus and why it may never happen, at least the way it's being written this way by the president. All these big details as we go into a big night of evenings at Lalate. It's a big night of evenings L8 as more checks continue to land in bank accounts yesterday, but not the amount of checks that we would have wanted or expected. In fact, very few appeared. So what went on? As we start a new evening and we head to the weekend, the White House is not giving much clarity, as no less than 1, 2, 3 shocking developments today continue to muddy the waters. And the waters crashing in are not particularly clear from this president. Let me give all the details. How are you? Good evening. How you doing? It's a great night. I'm in the live chat with you. Say hello. Hey, how are you? How are you? I recognize you. I see you. There you are. If you've not said hello, say hello. I'll say hello back the best I can. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. And thank you for the love today. You know, it's a troubling day when you're not being told accurate information by your elected officials. And I know it can be a little bit stressful, so, there's always the casino. Maybe Sirloin could show you how to move on over if you stop by the casino. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. As we get into the details, it's just what the hell's going on? It's just, what a mess. What a mess. I mean, I expect Donut Guy saying, when am I going to get my stimulus check? Yeah, we would love to know that answer, Donut Guy. Let me tell you what's going on. Janet Yellen on Monday said that stimulus checks would land in your direct deposit on the 24th. Yesterday. They didn't land. Then I said, well, give it another day. If you're a smaller bank, not a big bank, like a credit union, maybe today it will post, the 25th. They didn't post. So then, what about the mail checks? Well, some viewers have that great alert on irs.gov that says the mail checks are coming, but most viewers don't have that alert. So what happened? I showed you scandal after scandal, shocker after shocker, exclusive after exclusive throughout the day, and it started with the morning. It started with, actually, last night. Yesterday was the day that Yellen said your stimulus check was going to land in your direct deposit. You got the first one, fine. You got the second one, fine. The third one, it wasn't there. And going into the final hour of yesterday, about 500,000 to 1 million viewers who were tuning into the channel yesterday 99% said, I'm not getting anything today. Where is it? It's not in my bank account. Every type of bank account. Big bank, small bank, direct express, every type of bank account. People were just not seeing it. I did have 100 to 200 viewers who did get it yesterday, and they were no different than you. They were the same scenario. And so by the end of the day, this is what we saw yesterday. People on SSI and SSDI not getting checks, but some on benefits are getting stimulus checks. Some people who don't file tax returns not getting checks. Some people who are filing that aren't filing tax returns getting checks. And then some people who do file tax returns getting checks, and some people who do file tax returns not getting checks. Basically, you were seeing both sides of the coin on every situation. There was not one situation where you say no one of this group. No, there was an example of people getting checks and not getting checks. But 90% of them were not getting checks. It was a large group of people not getting checks. And so then when we go into the final half hour yesterday, we sensed there was a problem. We sensed there was an issue. And then came that video. A video from the White House on its YouTube page that said Janet Yellen has a message for you about your stimulus check. Her first message is one, we have all the information we need to know about you. We have your direct account on file. You don't have to do anything. It's automatic. That's huge because what's coming up later in this video, you know what I'm about to get to. Yeah, SSA. You know what I'm about to get to, the Social Security Administration. She's the one sending your checks, not Social Security Administration. She has a recorded video released late yesterday. We have all your information we need. We don't need any more information to send out a stimulus check. And then later in the video, she said, guess what? We're going to send out your stimulus checks by direct deposit over the next few days to weeks. She releases this video with 30 minutes left. Well, not her, but the White House releases this video with 30 minutes left of the banking hours on the 24th when the stimulus check's about to appear, and it doesn't. And the video says, hi, congratulations, you're getting direct deposit in the next few days and weeks. Excuse me? If you used to watch Different Strokes, what are you talking about, Wills? What are you talking about? You said this was supposed to be coming the 24th. And with 1 hour left on the 24th banking day, you release a video saying, no, it's not going to be coming on the 24th. Guess what? This morning, the White House yanked the video, deleted it, pulled it off, gone. Pulled the video off from Janet Yellen saying that more checks would be coming by direct deposit in the days or weeks to come, and that we have all the information we need from you. Why did they delete the video? Drop in the comments right now. Why do you think the video's gone? Let's watch the video again. Why do I have a copy of the video? Because I showed it to you. Let's watch the video that has now been removed from the White House. Drop in the comments why you think the video's gone. Let's listen in. What's going on? And hours on the East Coast, the White House, which of course is on the East Coast, released this video. This video is with
times $1,400 or $5,600. Most American households, more than 85%, qualify for these payments. To receive the money, most people have to do absolutely nothing. The IRS will electronically deposit into your bank account on file. We'll be working hard over the next few days and weeks to get this money out to you.
We will be working hard over the next few days and weeks to get this money out to you. Did you hear that? Let's play it again.
In weeks to get this money out to you.
There was a couple messages in that video that when I ran it yesterday surprised me. One, the couple days and couple weeks comment that your stimulus checks were not coming by direct deposit on the 24th. But now the bigger issue about that video was also the message, we have all the information we need about you. We don't need any other information about you. Let's go back to what Janet Yellen's predecessor, Steve Mnuchin, said. Steve Mnuchin said throughout 2020, we have all the information we need about you. We don't need any other information. When that non-fire filing came out last year in the middle of the year and people don't file tax returns, wondered they had to file it, the Treasury's guidance on their website then said, don't do anything. If you're on benefits, we know where you are. The only time you need to use a non-fire filing is if you have a child and we don't know about that child, or you just started benefits this year. That was the first indication last year. Then there was actually a special advisory last year for veterans where they said veterans don't have to worry about anything. They get benefits every month. We know where you are. Then there was advisory for SSI and SSDI. We know where you are. You don't have to do anything. And of course, they do know where you are. They're sending you benefits every month. They have your direct deposit information on file. If you're a direct express consumer, you're getting benefits from the federal government every month. They know where you are. And so yesterday, viewers, and this morning, viewers were asked, do you think they had your information when you got your first and second stimulus check? They said, yes, we got our first and second stimulus check. Fine. We got them fine. And that's what Janet Yellen's comments were in that video. We have all the information we need about you. We're fine. This morning, the video was yanked. Why do you think the video was yanked? Really unclear why the video was removed. Now, the video was removed after this letter, which says that Yellen does not have all the information about you. The letter is from Richard Neal. It's a second of two letters from him yesterday talking about how there's a requirement that Social Security provide your information to Treasury before the stimulus check is sent out. That's not what she said in that video. If you watch that video, she said she doesn't need any information. Let's get all the details of whether... ultimately, let me back it up for a second. What's important to understand is it's not your place or my place to guess whether they need your information or they don't need your information. How they do your information, how they don't information. All we know is they did not send out the stimulus check. They didn't send out the stimulus check. And here's what we really know clearly, is that Representative Neal's letter suggesting that it's only 30 million viewers on Social Security who did not get the stimulus check is not correct. The field is much larger. The field is much larger than beneficiaries. The field includes people who pay tax returns. There are people not on benefits. They're not getting stimulus checks as well. And ultimately, we don't have to sit here and guess why they didn't send out the stimulus checks. It's not our business. We don't have to guess about it. As she said, it's automatic. You don't have to worry about it. So guess what? I'm not going to record about why you get the stimulus checks. That's his opinion, Representative Neal. Let him have opinion. Opinion viewers of this channel don't agree with. I don't agree with his opinion either. But who cares? The point is that the stimulus checks were not sent out, and the field is far bigger than 30 million is put in his letter. Today, the President of the United States addressed the American people about, in his first national press conference. And during his national press conference, he had a few prepared words at the beginning. This is file video. This is not the actual press conference. And in the press conference, his first two words were, we've sent out 100 million checks and millions or more coming. To which we all wondered, how many more millions of checks are coming? Meantime, I still have more news about how to expect what's coming potentially later this week in the mail. Could a stimulus check be coming later this week in the mail? And what should you expect about this IRS tool and tracking your stimulus check? We're far from over about that. But what I want to cut to first is new details that came out from Jerome Powell today. Very good news. If there's a person who's going to give you good news every day, it's Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell made new comments this morning on the Morning Edition in a live interview. It says, we'll gradually over time see greater transparency when the economy has all but fully recovered, when we're pulling back the support, but that time is not now. Meaning that we're not out of this pandemic right now, and we're not going to be relaxing the support. We need a lot more support for stimulus going forward. Meantime, what is the President of the United States trying to do with raising taxes to provide for a forced stimulus? What are the Democrats trying to do for reoccurring stimulus checks? What really is going on with this letter from Representative Neal? And is there something really else at play? A new video from the CDC talking about the resurgence of the virus. I'll be covering that as well. And why does the president perhaps seem overwhelmed by the situation? And can he fix the situation quickly and abruptly? I'll have all those details coming up in shortly, and when you should likely expect your stimulus check. Stay with me as more details unfold as Evenings LA continues in about 60 seconds. Right. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. The president tries to address the stimulus check situation on a press conference today, but didn't give a lot of clarity. He said millions of checks are still going out. Yesterday, Janet Yellen's message was that checks are still going out by direct deposit over the next few days or for every weeks. The messaging continues to change after a week in which we started with a message that everyone is going to get by direct deposit, who is set up by direct deposit. You don't have to do anything on the 24th. So what should you think? I have more details coming up in this video, but first I want you to make sure you subscribe. Don't miss a single video of what's happening across the board today. Guess what? I'm with you in 90 minutes from now as Hazard Pay heats up at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll be in that live chat fest, and that will be fun. It is always fun as well. Guess what? Hazard Pay is still on in the books for fourth stimulus, so stay with me for that as well. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. What's important to understand is that banks have been dragged through this process, and they're not the culprit. Every bank, every type of bank, credit union, big bank, small bank, has paid a stimulus check to some viewer of this channel. Yet, viewers that bank at the same bank have not gotten the stimulus check. So it's not the bank's fault. They just don't have your stimulus check. These are banks that paid stimulus checks yesterday, the 24th. PNC, Wells, Arvest, US Bank, MetaBank, Chase, Direct Express paid stimulus checks yesterday, the 24th. Green Dot, Citizens Bank, Bank of America, H&R Block, Regions Bank, TD Bank. If you got a stimulus check today from any bank, drop in the comments right now. Let's see who they are. Banks that paid stimulus checks last week on St. Patrick's Day were Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp, Chime, also PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, People United Bank, and US Bank. Also paying checks last 17th, was PNC, Capital One Bank, Lake Michigan, USAA, Union Bank, MetaBank, Amex Bluebird, Navy Federal, BP&H, Wake Forest. Also Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank America, Green Emerald, and TurboTax. So you see that if you bank at a particular bank, it's not their fault. They just have not gotten the stimulus check from Yellen. It's not Direct Express's fault. It's not. It is not Chase's fault. They just have not been given the stimulus check by Yellen. So while we have thought that bank routing times were really the culprit, it's not. And how do we know that specifically? Because if you go to irs.gov and track your stimulus check, it's not revealing results for a countless number of viewers. If you've gone to the tracking tool and it's not giving you a result, drop in the comments right now. Not helpful, or tool not working. Because earlier today I asked a question and it was just literally 100% of the viewers had no information for the tool. That's not particularly good, because over last Saturday, when people were seeing the tool updated, they were saying that they were seeing the 26th, 27th, and 28th, all the way to the 31st, check in the mail. That language is starting to disappear. Viewers are now getting no information. Here's what you should think about that situation. If you see no information on our irs.gov tracking tool, the first reason might be it does not recognize the address because of the way you typed it. There are some apps online that you can track the correct address and put that in there. The second thing that you can do is do the transcript search. And I made a separate video about that as well. Go into the IRS website and do a transcript search to see if there has been a stimulus check sent out. Finally, the other thing you can do is check the website every few days because it does update 2 to 3 times a week. We know it updates on Saturday. But if it doesn't show any information still, on the tool, that might mean that Yellen has not sent out your check. At this point, we're starting to think that if the tool shows no information, the transcript shows no information, you've imported the information right. The only other explanation is the tool doesn't work. The tool is working and they haven't sent out the stimulus check. Where we were early in the week when Yellen said if it's not in the deposit on March 24th, it's in the mail, we assume the tool isn't working. Now we're starting to assume that maybe the tool is working and that the reason why there's no information is because they haven't sent out a stimulus check. Understand the transcript tool, it should work. It's intended to work. Now, maybe it doesn't work as well, but it's supposed to work, the transcript tool, because if a check has been sent anywhere, it's supposed to reflect it. So if you do the transcript and you do the IRS tool and both show no stimulus check, something must be going on. More about that in a little bit. Stay with me to the end of this video because I have more still happening and more about that Neil letter and that shocker from SBA. But let me cut to the new video from the CDC that talked about the resurgence of the virus. The CDC is now worried about certain strains like the New York strain, which apparently moves at very rapid speed, like the British version of the COVID. The new strain of the, did I say strain of the vaccine? I meant strain of the virus. The new strain of the virus is causing concern as spring break revelers continue across the country. Let's listen to her warning today.
That's happening about the early data that we're seeing, the changes in infection rates, the changes in emergency department rates. What worries me is that while we have, about 24% of the population that has received one dose and about 13% of the population that is fully vaccinated. What concerns me is the footage of what's happening in spring breakers, in people who are not continuing to implement prevention strategies while we get fully scaled up. We're at 13%. We need to be much higher than that to feel like we have adequate protection around this country. So the early data are really encouraging, and that's why I'm so I emphasize how we need to hang in there for just a little while longer, because we can see a time in the next couple of months where we will have a lot more people vaccinated and we will really be able to blunt infection rates. We're still hanging out at 55,000 cases a day, and we're watching what's happening in people who are vacationing right now, and that concerns me a lot.
Her message is very simple, that 55,000 cases a day is too high, and that we've plateaued at a high number. Meantime, other numbers are surprising today is great news and not so great news from SBA. Overnight, SBA gave incredible great news to viewers of this channel as it issued the following notice on its website, sba.gov, that you can now get a loan increase. Congratulations. This is a big one for a lot of viewers. They've been trying to get a loan increase on their EIDL loan since 2020. They couldn't. Well, guess what? SBA issued a new advisory that you can increase your EIDL loan. If an applicant accepted a loan for less than the full amount originally offered, the applicant will have up to 2 years from the date of the loan to request additional funds. If you've been a viewer of me since the very beginning, a number that was very popular that I created was 24,900. Back in 2020, I told viewers that if you want not to be collateralized, to reduce your loan to 24,900, because the collateralization rate kicks in at $25,001. Viewers took 24,900. Then later on, they realized maybe I should have gotten collateralized because I need more money. And as that unfolded in the weeks that came, then they regretted they couldn't actually increase their loan. Meantime, a really not particularly good news at the moment, and we don't know if it's going to get corrected or what's happening, is the EIDL grant. There's supposed to be a $5,000 EIDL grant under the third stimulus. It's law, and it says that the SBA is supposed to open the application. You're able to be applied for the EIDL grant, and it's for anyone who has less than 10 employees. This is a March 2021 EIDL grant. Guess what SBA is now saying? SBA is now saying, no, we're not going to open the EIDL grant. We're going to take that money from the 2021 EIDL and we're going to put it towards 2020 EIDL. What? That they're going to take the money from the new Biden EIDL and use it to pay off unpaid EIDLs from 2020. A lot of surprises there as well. But let me cut back to that Richard Neal letter. The Representative Neal, his letter got a lot of traction among viewers yesterday. And viewers at this point have now realized that while the letter is correct in some regards, it's generally incorrect in many regards. Let me go over the details. First, it is incorrect in saying that the people who did not receive stimulus checks are only people on SSI. It's absolutely untrue. There's countless more that have not gotten stimulus checks. Second, his claim that the universe of people not getting stimulus checks is about $30 million, 30 million people. Viewers and I don't believe that is the scope of the universe, that it's far larger. Finally, he tries to pigeonhole the problem on a series of reasons why stimulus checks were not gotten. I'm not going to go over that because ultimately I don't really care. You shouldn't care either. It's not your place or business to know how they run their operations. Who cares why they didn't get the stimulus check out? It's the fact that they didn't get the stimulus check out. Ultimately, we can debate and argue whether the sending the information from Social Security to Yellen was true or correct. I don't really care. The basic point is they didn't send out the stimulus checks, and they didn't send out to a lot more people than he's indicating. Finally, fourth stimulus. Goodness. If you didn't think third stimulus right now is going off the rails, guess what? There's fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus is going off the rails. Why? Because the president now wants to raise not one, but 4 types of taxes. Give it another day, it'll be 5. He wants to raise capital gains taxes. He wants to raise inheritance taxes, which everyone has. Everyone that is middle class has inheritance taxes. There's always an uncle that dies and leaves you, a Buick Impala that's worth $7,000, and you got to do something. And then has $40,000 or a bond in the bank or insurance policy. Every middle class person has inheritance tax. He wants to tax that. He wants to tax inheritance tax, capital gains, business tax, which is a new one. He wants to increase it, and he also wants to do the rich person's tax. Is it going to work? Unlikely. Before I even talk about Republicans, there are Democrats of 3 groups who don't want to support this. There are Republicans who don't want to support anything that has tax. There are Democrats who don't want to support any bill that has raising taxes. There are Democrats who don't want to support anything that's not paying for itself. And then there's Democrats who are demanding those reoccurring stimulus checks of every month until the end of this year, which would get money to you. And that's that's $2,000 a month for 6 months. That's $12,000. So the president has to come to a realization that his current ideas for stimulus are not popular. He is slightly overwhelmed. If you saw today's press conference live on this channel, he was asked a gazillion questions about the border. He's overwhelmed. He has given the vice president that duty to take care of it. He's having to deal with the stimulus check and the doses issue. And now he's talking about forced stimulus in a way that is so inherently not going to pass among Democrats. So you have to wonder, okay, when's the reality check? It's one of those days. And with that, this is what I want you to know. Check that IRS tool on a regular basis. Check it at least once a day. Look at it. See if it updates itself. I don't want you to fret if it doesn't show any information. Also interact with fellow viewers, because fellow viewers have been the single best voice to understand where things are. Viewers of this channel know better than anyone else where stimulus is. If they bank at your bank and they're not getting a stimulus check and you haven't gotten as well, it's a great indication. They know better than anyone else as a family, as a community that helps each other, where that money is. So if they're on Direct Express and you're on Direct Express and you both don't have it, then you know that answer. If you're both at Chase and you both don't have it, then you know that answer. That ultimately, don't pass gossip, heard, maybe April, heard, because that doesn't help. Rather, share information you do know. What we do know, haven't gotten it. What we do know, you need to get it. What we do know, we have a path to get it. It needs to come in the mail or in the direct deposit. And together as a family, we can help one another. That's always been the spirit of this channel, helping one another, staying positive, staying focused, because ultimately your information to help one person could ultimately help a lot of other viewers as well. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. And guess what? The Chat Fest is only 90 minutes away. Bring your tostadas, bring your burritos, bring your salsa, bring your popcorn, bring your Diet Pepsi, bring your $12 ice cream. The Chat Fest is about to kick off. And that's Hazard Pay in 90 minutes from now. Say hi. Hi, how are you? And I will see you in 90 minutes live back on Lalate. Stay with Lalate for more.